Craig Demartino is an expert rock climber. He started climbing in his 20s and says he knew right away this was something he wanted to do for the rest of his life.
When I went climbing for that first time, it clicked. It made perfect sense to me. I understood how I needed to move. I understood how the rock wanted me to kind of push me this way or that way, and I understood, okay, I need to do this to counteract that.
He moved to Colorado so he could climb in the Rocky Mountains. He says the rewards of navigating a difficult climb outweigh the risk involved.
Climbing is one of those things, it's calculated risk. You're always managing risk. You're trying to minimize it always. You're trying to just make sure things are working in your favor. You're solving problems. You're trying to figure out how to move upward efficiently.
In 2002, while climbing with his friend Steve, a miscommunication almost cost Craig his life. Craig climbed to the top of a cliff and readied himself to rappel down. Meanwhile, Steve disconnected from the safety rope at the bottom as he prepared to climb up. This sent Craig free-falling 100 feet to the ground below.
Just pulled into the anchor, checked it once more, unclipped my harness from it, and just sat back. When I sat back, I just started falling.
Craig's body smashed into the rocks below, crushing bones and vertebrae, and severing an artery in his right leg. He lived through the perilous fall, but his fight for survival was just beginning.
I'm bleeding all over the place, and I had lost so much blood. Both feet were just pulverized. We're 4 miles in the backcountry. I'm really injured. He's got to figure out how to get me out of there, and we just started talking about, okay, what do we do next?
Steve called 911 and a massive rescue effort to get Craig's broken body off the mountain began. After 5 long hours and with the help of over 20 rescuers, he was finally airlifted to a Colorado hospital. The doctors offered Craig's wife, Cindy, little hope.
It was kind of coming together like, this is very serious. He actually might not even make it. And that to me, is a really hard thing to come to terms with.
Craig had emergency surgery and spent the next 5 days in ICU on a ventilator. He had a broken neck and ribs, punctured lungs, crushed vertebrae, and shattered feet. His life hung in the balance.
It was like these waves of pain where you felt like you'd come up out of it for a little bit and then the next wave would just take you all the way back down. Sometimes the pain is so bad you're throwing up, you can't even talk, sometimes knocks you out.
The adventurous life he loved so much appeared to be gone forever.
I got into this question of, why did this happen? Like, what am I supposed to do with all this? I've got this heavy, heavy trauma now that I wasn't expecting. My life is not anything like what I thought it was going to be. Didn't know if I was ever going to walk, get out of bed, get out of a wheelchair. I went from this life of climbing and outdoor fun and family to this world of just dark pain and confusion.
Craig was a Christian, but his relationship with God had not been a priority for some time. While in the hospital, he found a Christian devotional book and opened it up to the date of the accident. The message spoke right to his situation.
So I open up to July 21st, and it says, how far does God have to go to get your attention? And I remember looking at that just thinking, what are the priorities in your life? And is God the first priority, or is he the third priority? Is he the seventh? What is he? Where is he?
There, in his hospital bed, Craig surrendered his situation and his life to God.
I chose to run to God just simply because I realized I couldn't solve it on my own. There was just no way. This hole is so deep, there's no way I'm going to climb out of this on my own. Please step in here and help me. Guide me through this. And boom, God was there. God was in a big way. From that day to this day has just put the right people in my path. God just kept providing and providing and providing.
Cindy also turned to God during their time of need.
Before the accident, it was easy to treat God as an accessory because I didn't need him. But when this accident happened, God moved from that accessory to being the central part of my life. I need him because I'm not going to survive this without him.
News of Craig's accident spread around the world. His employer, a Christian publisher, asked Christians everywhere to pray for Craig.
The body of Christ is so far-reaching and cares so much. It is so empowering as a person who's trying to heal. You realize, wow, I have all these people pulling for me. That's an incredible feeling.
Craig's recovery was long and painful. He spent over 2 months in the hospital and months later had to have his right leg amputated below the knee, but says God has been with him every step of the way.
God was there from the time I left the ledge to the time I'm standing here in front of you. God has just been so instrumental in my recovery. What a gift every part of this is. You know, the pain is a gift, the healing is a gift, my family is a gift, my life is a gift, and you realize that. You realize good and bad, it's all rolled into that one package of being humble, being thankful, and just thanking God every day. You know, I'm an incredibly blessed person. I mean, I'm able to look at my life and go, oh my gosh, look at what God's done, and it's so amazing to me, and I'm just humbled and incredibly thankful for it all.
Craig continues to rock climb using a prosthetic limb and custom climbing shoe. He has since ascended some of America's best climbs, including El Capitan in Yosemite National Park. In his book, After the Fall, Craig and Cindy say they are thankful God has walked with them through both the valleys and the mountain peaks of life.
He's allowing those things to happen for a real reason, and it's a really very valuable and important reason, which is to draw us to Jesus.
If I was gonna go back and change it, if I was gonna go back and reverse it and have it never happen, man, I don't know if I would have learned the lessons I've learned, you know, because now being disabled, I've learned and seen what God can do, and that depth probably wouldn't have been there, and I really, really love that depth. I think it is so fascinating and so amazing, and I don't think I would change that ever.